Well, good afternoon and welcome back to the Little French Homestead. If you are new to my channel, my name is Sherry. Welcome. Now, today we're going to be doing a little bit something different. Now, I've been on a few other YouTube channels and I've been all looking at some of their content and whatnot. And I seem to find that a lot of you guys are looking for help at trying to build a pantry, okay? Now, I get that a lot of you guys, including myself, seriously, have a hard time trying to find a way to start one, okay? Most of us are living paycheck to paycheck, okay? I am one of those ones as well, okay? And it's really hard to get going, especially with the prices of the pantry items rising and your food products rising, and the shrinkflation is out there, and it's just really hard to try to build up a pantry when you know that it's really hard. Okay. So what I'm going to do is make a suggestion like very similar to the way my husband and I did ours. Okay. Now, if you've been with me for a while, you know I have a family of 5 and we have recently added another kitty to our household. So now we have 5 cats and we still have 12 chickens. Now, with all of that, you still have to feed everybody, okay? The chickens aren't free, even though we get eggs. And the cats, we love them. They're our family. They're our babies. But, they don't give us anything except, obviously the love and attention that they require and that sometimes we need to. But we still have to feed them. And with that many mouths to feed, it can come with a hefty price. So what my husband and I have done over the last 5 years, really. Now, we've been living in this house for almost 6 years. We've been in Florida for just almost 7 years. But it took us a while to really get to where we are at right now, comfortably. Okay, we still could use a little tweak in here and there, but comfortably we can do this. But it took a lot of grocery shops, a lot of planning. There were some times where we just couldn't do it. But if you can at least try $20 per week, okay? Now, if you get paid bi-weekly, maybe try to do 40. If you get for like the whole month, or if you get paid, monthly, try to see if you can do $80. So pretty much what you're trying to do is at least $80 a month. You want to try to go and get your necessities, okay? Obviously get your necessities. But if you can spare that extra 20 to go and get non-perishable items, and like canned goods, rice, beans, whether they're canned or whether they are in a bag. If you even want to try to see maybe if you can get, like a extra bag of cat food or cat litter or something, if you got that, or dog food. Try to see what you can do is getting a little extra. Really, this time of the year, you've got a lot of sales going on because of Christmas and into the New Year's. Even just a few weeks ago when we had Thanksgiving, there are a lot of stores out there that are doing like buy one, get one free, or your weekly specials. Coupons are always good. I know that sometimes I'm able to get coupons, but most of the time I'm not, because I don't buy sometimes a lot of the name brand items. I don't go buy Bounty paper towels, but if you do, they've got lots of coupons for that. I stopped using Angel Soft toilet paper. Now I just get it from Sam's. But I'm just letting you know for the food, you don't have to buy store brands. I was at Walmart not too long ago, and they had their brand, the Great Value, 50 cents for canned vegetables. Now, I'm sorry, in my personal opinion, canned vegetables are very good and a necessity need as well. I use canned vegetables all the time. I use frozen, I use fresh. I get it all in there. There's times where, maybe I don't have any fresh broccoli on hand and I'm cooking something, so I grab a can of, corn or some peas or something something along those lines. And those are perfect substitutes for fresh and for frozen if you don't have it. They can actually stay on the shelf, past their expiration date. You still want to make sure that you check them, that there's no dents, there's no rust, it hasn't been damaged or any way. When you open them up, you want to make sure that they still smell okay. But what I'm trying to get at is buy what you use and use what you buy. You always want to still have a continuous rotation. So maybe when you go ahead and buy a bunch of stuff, write the date that you bought it, so if you bought it in December, write down 12/25 the year, and then make sure you put those behind all the other ones that you've used, that you've already bought. Great Value, Del Monte, in my opinion, are the same thing, so I mean, there are some store brands that you can totally get away with. You do not have to buy the main brand, like I said, Del Monte, what is it, Green Giant. You don't have to get those. I have some of those. I have a Sam's Club card. Now, if some of you also have a Sam's Club card, you do know that there are times where Sam's Club does really special deals. So I went and got a lot of my canned vegetables there. I got 2 8-packs. They were on sale. I was saving like $1.50 on an 8-pack. So I got them. And when I did the math on it, even it was cheaper than Walmart. They were like 35 or 36 cents for a can when you bought them in the 8-pack. So that's how I can help save money. Now, if you don't have a Sam's Club or something like that, maybe try to see if you can do a Costco, if you have that. If not, Walmart is perfect. I do have a Publix in my local area where they do a lot of buy one, get one free. You are welcome to go ahead and do that. That's how I get some of my other items that I have. We like A1 steak sauce in our house. We like ranch. So I will get a lot of that stuff on the buy one, get one free. Sometimes they do have a lot of, they'll do like mayonnaise, especially in like right around July 4th and Labor Day and Memorial Day. They'll do like the buy one, get one free Hellmann's. And sometimes they'll have like a $2 coupon on top. So if you buy one, get one free, you can get two $2 coupons. That brings it down to like pennies on a dollar. And then that's when you go ahead and stock up. I know that there are times where you just don't have that. But try to see then maybe if you can't do 20, try to do like 10. But just go get the necessities that can last. Okay. Don't get your everyday stuff. All right. And then you can also too, when you do the rotations, plan your meals around them. You want to make sure that your items don't go expired, because then that's just a waste of money. You want to still be able to use them. So, I mean, if you have some rice going out, but you still have like 4 or 5 other packs, use that rice that's about to expire and then save those 4 or 5 other packs. You also want to make sure that you keep everything in a cool, dark place, okay? If they're in a plastic bag, like you would do like the rice, if you can afford them, please use mason jars. They have the lids where you can actually do vacuum seal. You can even put an oxygen absorber in the rice, especially white rice. You don't want to use that for the whole grain. That will go rancid because of the oils in there. But if you do it with the white rice, that can last 30 years if it's done properly. So, I mean, rice is a great substitute in the event that you actually need it. Also, too, you want to make sure that you do a list. I was trying to think of the word. You want to do a list. So as you're buying these items, so if you're buying extra grains, you know, sugars, salts, spices, anything like that, write it all down. You know, have a special spot that you do for your working pantry and a special spot in your house to do your backup. Now, I have that. My working pantry, sometimes you see it when I'm filming, is in my kitchen right by my refrigerator, and I have a backup stock. Now, I don't always have all of those items in the backup stock, but what I try to put out there, I use on a constant rotation. And then when I need those backup ones, I'll go and I'll grab. I did a video on my stock not too long ago. I want to say maybe like 2 months ago. I can try to link the video down below so you can see. And you just want to make sure that you have everything marked. So you don't want to sit there and go, oh, well, I have 5 mayonnaise. Mayonnaise goes on sale. But if you don't have any backup, you know, like corn or peas or, you know, baked beans or something like that, stay away from the mayonnaise. Go for the other items and then build up your pantry. Once you get down to maybe like 2 things of mayonnaise, then go ahead and do that. Unless you really use a lot of mayonnaise in your house, then go ahead and do that. But, you know, you're trying to use items that you can eat. You know, yes, you can use mayonnaise to eat with, but you have to mix something along. But you can also get, you know, canned chicken. And then the mayonnaise and the canned chicken, now you have, you know, a sandwich. So this is what you need to think of, especially, you know, if you have a power outage or you have, you know, like a storm. If you guys are in the north, you guys have some nor'easters, you get dumped with a lot of snow, you could lose power, you could not be able to get out to go to your grocery store for a couple of days. Here down in Florida, everybody usually knows that we have hurricane season. So that goes on for 6 months down here for us. So we always usually have a backup as well. Don't forget to make sure you have water too as a backup. You know, usually it's 1 gallon per person per day. So we have a family of 5. I would need 30 gallons of water. You know, so this is where your mind has got to go. Now, I have 2 full cases of water back there that got 40 bottles, a 5-gallon thing of water, and then a half of bag because sometimes my kids will take them for school. So I know in my mind that my next trip to Sam's Club is going to be getting 2 to 3 more things of water. And they're pretty cheap. They're less than $5. So there's $15. And then I have $5 to grab something else for my back pantry stock. Now, like I said, I mean, it's taken us close to about almost 5 years. I really wanted to start doing the big bulk stocks and everything for us and our family. But then COVID came in, and we all know what happened in 2020. Okay, everything shut down. You believe it or not, I still have a big box of the Members Mark toilet paper sitting in my outside shed. Okay, and that's permanently going to sit there. It's fully closed. There's no bugs in it, no nothing. We've never opened it, but it is sitting there for desperate use. Okay. So I don't know if any of those days are going to come, but toilet paper is not going to go bad. So we're going to keep that out there. But, you know, you got to remember, though, at 2020, we here at our house, we weren't ready. We were not prepared. Right now, I could say if we fill up both the bathtubs and the sinks and stuff like that and any extra containers around with water, And if we have no power, you know, if we fill everything all up first before we lose power, we have a grill that's outside, and we also have a fire pit that we can use. Worst comes to worst, you know, we're eating, you know, green beans and corn and stuff like that out of a can, you know, and that's okay if they don't have to get warmed up. But what I'm just trying to say in general, though, is stock up your pantry a little at a time. It's going to take some time. It could take you almost a year or two to finally get there, especially if you're like a young college student just trying to get out in the world, or you're just a regular young adult, or if you are a new, you know, empty nester, you know, and you like, oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm doing, you know, just relax, breathe, write the things down that you like, okay? Then go to the store, just get a little bit by little bit by little bit. We are going to continue to that. You never stop, you know, with your pantry items, because you're always going to have, especially if you love to cook and you do a lot of home cooking, because it's very expensive to go out and eat. So you'll always have your working pantry, and then you should always have like your backup pantry. And as long as you keep working that and working the system, you will slowly build up in time enough stock to last you and your family, or even just you, for probably 3, maybe 4 weeks. Your goal is always to keep pushing it. I know some people, you know, if you're in a 1-bedroom apartment or something like that, that you might not be able to do it. But I mean, there's storage under your bed. You know, you can add some shelving units, you know, up in your, like along your walls if needed. But you always want to try to at least have a month or more food in your house in case something happens. Okay, job loss really stinks, especially this time of year. And if you're trying to plan for vacation or Christmas, as you see my beautiful Christmas tree behind me, you know, it really comes down to pennies that you really need to try to save. I really do hope this helps. I am just letting you know that this is what me and my family, and I know a few other people who have really done this. You know, you just start in small increments. And if, you know, if you find that $20, you can push it to 25 or even push it to 30 on some weeks, go right ahead. You know, you always want to try to make sure you have a little extra cash in your savings account, again, in case emergency, in case the car breaks down or something like that, you got that money and you're not regretting having to build a pantry, which is maybe like $400 or $500 worth of food, and now you don't have that $500 of cash to maybe, you know, fix a couple of tires or something like that, you know. But go ahead, think about this, and then put a plan in action. Best time is usually always around the holidays to look at a lot of the great sales. This is why I'm trying to let you know now to go ahead and do that. So if you like this video and you want to see more, thank you so much for joining me today, first of all, okay? Like, share, but most importantly, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Click that notification bell so you can go ahead and get any of my uploads that are be coming out in the next day or two. And always keep on cooking. Bye.